So yes, Vegas. Most of you guys, I'm pretty sure what you guys want to know is how much money did I lose. So I figured let me give you guys a graph of me money. All right, here's a graph. You guys like graphs? I fucking love graphs. All right, here we go. Let me give you guys a graph. All right, so here's my money graph. We start at 0. Okay. On the very first night, I go to a blackjack table with the boys, Danny, Shifter, and a couple other friends. And something about blackjack, or maybe just casinos in general, if you want better odds, like a higher chance of winning, you have to pay more per game. That sounds weird, right? But it kind of makes sense if you think about it. The larger the house edge, the more like percentage of money spent do they profit. So casinos have a very high house edge on low stakes games. So for example, $10 blackjack, they design the rules so that like blackjack pays 6 to 5 instead of 3 to 2, so it's very bad for the player. Usually they use like 8 decks or like a continuous shuffler so you can't count cards, or use like extra card math in your analysis. And this makes the game like not very favorable to the player. It makes they profit more. But then, if you were to spend $50, they might say like, okay, well now blackjack pays 3 to 2. This is because they'd rather you spend $50 per hand and are willing to give you better odds to compensate. And then it's like, okay, but if you spend $100 per hand, we'll do only 2 decks. Why is 2 decks really significant? Because if you know the balance of cards remaining in the deck, i.e. card counting, even if just like a little bit, it helps you make decisions, or like helps you make more informed decisions, further improving your edge or reducing the house edge. For example, if half the deck is gone, half the shoe is gone, and you know there are 8 aces still left out of 8, you should hella bet a lot, because blackjacks are twice as likely as normal. Oh, the song is repeating. So anyway, me and the boys, we play at a $100 blackjack table, $100 per hand, and bing, bang, boom. I win like 4 hands in a row and a blackjack. I'm like, this is nuts. The boys are all celebrating. I have a 13, dealer's got a 10. It's like, oh no. And then I hit, dealer gives me an 8, boom, 21. The boys literally pog. It felt great. And then, I don't know how it happened. I went to a table with Scarra and Christopher. We went to a very expensive $200 blackjack table. $200 per hand. And I immediately lost. Boom, boom, boom. Dealer 21, dealer 20. Not Albert bust. I lost $2,000 in like 3 minutes. It was like a speed run. They were like pog the pace. I've never seen anyone lose all their money that fast. And then I lose all my chips. I feebly pull out $200 from my wallet. Like, one more hand, please. And then, dealer blackjack. $200 more. One more hand, please. Albert busts. $200, please. And just like that, I ran out of cash from my wallet. And then even more embarrassing, I asked Chris if I can borrow $1,000 and I'll PayPal him later. He's like, sure. I lost that as well. On the very first night, we went from up 1K to down 3K. Then, at 5 a.m., I decide, no, I don't want to end 3K down. So I withdraw another 1,000. And so I end the first night down $4,000. Something really surprising. I realized it's really fun. I had a great time gambling with friends. Gambling alone was kind of whatever, but gambling with friends was poggers. So then I decide like, okay, I just lost $4,000. That's probably about how much I would spend on this trip, but it was so much fun. I'm like, maybe I'll just lose more money and then work really hard on stream, make it back. By the way, have I told you about my friend, Raid Shadow Legend? Yeah. So I decide I'm going to pull out even more money. So I pull out another $2,000 and I tell, the first thing I do on the next day is I go to another $200 table with Annie and I bring $800 in cash. I tell her, Annie, we're playing until this becomes 0 or $1,600. And it was nuts. I won every single hand except for one tie. And I instantly just like won my way up to $1,600. 4 hands in a row. And then I was like, wait, that was so fast. Let's play until 2,000. 1,800. Next hand, blackjack. Sorry, that line was too big. So there's like that. We're sitting here around minus 1K. Oh wait, no, sorry. This line's incorrect. We're sitting around here, minus 2K. And then I find Scarra again. Oh my god, the song is still repeating. I find Scarra again, and I just want to say, I love Scarra as a person. He is so much fun to talk to. He is such an interesting man. I love gambling with him. And we just play blackjack at a $100 minimum table. Again, it's my favorite kind of table. It's got 3 to 2 odds on blackjack, or 3 to 2 payout on blackjack. Double deck, so you can kind of count cards. You can like keep track of how many aces and tens have passed and use that to influence your bets. Basically, the more tens and aces still left in the deck relative to the shoe, the more we bet. So we'll always bet the minimum like $100. And when we feel like the deck is hot, and what does hot mean? Hot means lots of aces left, lots of tens left relative to how many cards are still left. Then we double or even triple our bet. I'll just say like, I'm feeling it. I put down $300 and Scarra's like, if you're feeling it, I'm feeling it. And then we lose $300 together. It's like, it's beautiful. Anyway, so we go to a table and we just sit there like before he has to go to a thing. Little did I know this thing was the Abe and Wendy thing. Wait. Yeah, the Abe and Wendy thing. And we just keep winning. We're just like talking. We're not even really like paying too much attention to the strategy or the card balance. We're just having a conversation. We just both win. I started with 500 and I walked away at 2,500. So just like that, I went back to an even. I gained $2,000. We were just like casually playing. It was very, very lucky. I didn't realize how much money I had until I colored up and walked away. That color up is when you hand all your chips to the dealer and they like kind of like give you the highest denominations possible. So I had like a bunch of 25 chips and $100 chips. I handed it all in. She's like, okay, here's 2,000s and then what 500. I'm like, what? She's like, I'm sorry, sir. Like, we cannot give $1,000 chips to people who aren't members. And then they made me sign up for like this rewards program where I might get like a free flight if I like spend $1 billion at their casino. I was really surprised. And then Scarra went from like 1,000 to 4,000. Okay. And then I shit you not, it was just the luckiest night of blackjack ever. I was playing $200 and $100 hands all night, and I kept on winning. I went alone, or rather, when I say alone, I mean with just me and Annie, and we were just playing while waiting for a dinner, and boom, another 1,000. It was ridiculous, like 75% win rates on the game that should be like 49% chance to win. And then I meet a guy named 5up. He's like an Among Us streamer, I believe, and I think he's like branching out into other games. Am I in queue? Yeah, we're in queue. 5up loves gambling. He's a nice guy. He's like very young. He's like 21, kind of small, very good at games. Apparently he was challenger in league. And together we lose $1,000. We lose $1,000 together. And then I say like, okay, I lost $1,000 at this table. I'm gonna walk away for now. And he's like, okay, let's play league sometime. And then I find out that Scarra is gambling again. So I rush home and I join Scarra. We go to the blackjack table, and I run into a very familiar face. Very familiar face. It's Lilipichu. And Lily's like, hi, Albert. Are you gambling, son? Are you winning, son? And I'm like, kinda. I told her I was gonna play blackjack, and she's like, really? Blackjack? Can I play? She had no idea how to play blackjack, but she was down to learn. So she withdraws $500, and then I tell her, like, okay, if we want the best odds, let's go to the $200 minimum table. And she's like, 200? Albert, I can only play 2 hands. And I'm like, yeah, but like you have the highest odds of winning here. So then we play 2 hands. Oh, they banned Lee Sin. I actually kind of want to play the jacks. Anyway, so we played 2 hands. I actually won both of them. Pog me, plus $400. She loses both of them, and then she's like, Albert, my money is gone. My money just it went. Yeah, and then she was like, okay, I'm gonna withdraw 500 more, and that's it for me. So she withdraws 500, and then she joins me again at the table, and Michael joins. And neither of them have any idea how to play blackjack. I feel like I'm babysitting. So then we go to a table. I put in $300. Lily puts in 200. Michael puts in 200. And then the dealer shows a 5, which is really good, right? Dealer showing 5 is one of the best hands. The best for you is actually if the dealer shows 6, but 5 is the next best hand because the 5 is incredibly likely to bust. This is because the face-up card is 5. The face-down card is usually a 10 because 10s are the most common card in the deck. So then they're gonna have 15, and then usually another 10. They get 25, they bust. So I tell Lily, like, okay, Lily, you have a 15. The dealer has a 5. If you hit, you're probably gonna bust. And instead, you should stand and let the dealer bust. And she's like, nope, I'm a hit. And then I go like, wait, dealer, wait, hang on. She's really new, hang on. And then I tell Lily, like, Lily, you're betting $200 on this hand. You have a much higher chance of win. And she's like, nope, I want to hit me. And then she like insists the dealer hits. And then the dealer hands a 5, giving her a 20. And then reveals their hand. They had a 15. If she didn't hit, the dealer would have had 20. We would all lost our money. And I was like, oh my God. it's like on a test when you get the answer right, but like your method was so wrong. But like I couldn't complain because she saved my $300 hand and Michael's $200 hand. And I shit you not, this happened like 3 more times. I remember 4 different hands of $300. I won because Lily made like the dumb move. 12. You have a 12. The dealer's showing a 6. The dealer is incredibly likely to bust. Don't even risk hitting and getting the 10. She's like, nope, give it to me. Boom. 8. Wow, dealer showing a 13. Dealer would have had 21 if Lily didn't hit. Boom, dealer gets a 10. Dealer busts. We all win money. Pog, we're rich. And then at some point, Michael gets a blackjack. This is like his 5th or 6th hand. And he cashes out with $2,000 from his initial 500. And then he's like, okay, the anxiety is literally eating me alive. I am out. And he like runs away. Michael just like pieces out. And then Lily's like, oh, well, if Michael's done, I guess I'm done too. Bye, Albert. And Lily cashes out with $2,000. Michael cashes out with like $2,000. And like, I just never see them again. They literally like walked in, swagged on the dealer with a bunch of really bad mathematical plays. And then like, see ya, walked out with $1 billion. It was very interesting. That rarely happens. You will rarely play blackjack for $200 a hand, make all the wrong moves, and then win every hand. That rarely happens. I want to emphasize that. They just like straight up won like 5 out of 6 hands and pieced out. Anyway, as for me, I tell Scarra like, hey, I'm somewhere around 1.5k up. I don't know the exact number, but I'm up by a little bit, which is a great comeback. Let's play it. So I'm not staying for very long. I only plan on staying for 2 days, Thursday night to Saturday night. Our flight is Sunday morning. So at this point in the story, it's like Saturday midnight, maybe 1 a.m. And I meet up with, once again, my favorite person, Scarra. And we are joined by Annie and Jummy. Oh, something I forgot to mention. The casino hated my guts. Not because I was winning money, but because they thought I was cheating. It's because Annie kept on getting bored and she would wander around and then she gets lost. She gets lost and then she calls my phone. And then the dealer like very obviously sees my phone ringing and they think I'm cheating. They think like someone is like watching the table and keeping track of the count and like calling me when like a certain count, you know what I mean? They think that I'm using the phone to cheat because it keeps ringing like randomly. Every few minutes it's like Annie calls like, I'm lost, where are you? So I actually got kicked out of one table because they were tired of me like answering my phone. But luckily there was enough tables where I could find a different one to go to. So anyway, I reached for the final gamble session of the night. I'm about 1k up. Scarra, Jummy, Annie, and I are playing. Jummy's like, I'm $1,000 down. This is my last 500. Jummy says, if I turn this $500 into 3k, I'm out. Scarra walks in with $1,200, and we play at the last table, and I'm trying to think if anything particularly interesting happened. I do remember. Okay, so first I want to say we won almost every single hand. I want to emphasize that this is not a story of why you should gamble, because you should definitely not gamble. Gamba, you're expected to lose, and while I understand that it sounds fun, it sounds pog as heck when I'm telling you, I want to also emphasize that this was incredibly lucky. I actually looked up the stats of what happened tonight, or on that night, and it was actually less than 1% chance of happening. Okay, so we just kept winning. Bop, bop, bop. Scarra, I'm feeling it. Okay, $400. Blackjack! Pog! There was even one time where I got 3 blackjacks in a row. A blackjack only has a 4% chance of happening. The odds of it happening 3 times in a row is lower than the odds of you doing anything productive with your life in the next 3 hours. All right? It is that low. Okay, I could not believe it happened. I got $400 on one hand. I got a blackjack. They paid me $600. I'm like, okay, I'm probably not going to get blackjack for a while. I dial it down to the minimum, which is $200. Another blackjack. Another one. Literally 3 in a row. It was nuts. We keep winning. I'm 3k up. And then Scarra's like, Albert, I'm feeling it so much. There hasn't been an ace in so long. And Scarra and I are like, okay, you know, honestly, we've been winning so much. I'm down. We put $500. We put $500 on one hand. And guess what? Dealer got a blackjack. We both lost $500. We then put another $500, chasing the win. We lose again. There goes $1,000. But, well, hello, Ryoto. Once again, our luck that night was like definitely unparalleled. I ended the night at plus $4,000. $4,200. It was actually 4,300, but I forgot to redeem $100 of chips. So I went to the airport and I looked at my wallet. I still had $100 of chips. Oops. It's because it was in the form of a coupon that you get from the slot machines. But yeah, so I walked out with $4,200 of profit, and I could not believe it. I played maybe 300-ish blackjack hands. Oh, random, but Jummy hit his goal. Jummy turned $500 into 3,000. We happened to win most of the hands at the table. But yeah, I looked it up. The odds of me betting $200 to $300 every single hand and going from minus 4,000 to plus 4,000, the odds of that happening are less than 1%. When you factor in the house edge, the odds of winning over the amount of hands, it was ridiculous. I cannot believe I walked away from the casino with a profit. It was like I turned on dream luck. You know what I mean?